Alright. Well, this is an interesting team. No Mega Manectric is actually a huge relief for me. He did bring the Sylveon, he did bring the Chinchino, so we do have to worry about that thing outspeeding us. Bronzong is his only reliable rock setter, aside from Mew, so we can expect Bronzong to be setting up hazards. There's also Roserade for toxic spikes, though. Chances are it's probably Technician. Hirayama, of course, is always a bulky Assault Vest user. Most of the time. I mean, we can expect it. Bullet Punch doesn't really do anything to us, so I don't have to worry about that. Sylveon is the other main threat, of course. Thanks to Fairy typing. Scrafty can kind of handle it, but Mega Venusaur is going to be doing a lot of the work there, so it's going to come down to whether or not we can take down the Mew and the Chinchino for Scrafty to sweep. I think that's going to be our main thing. So in that regard, it's going to be taking out Mammal first for rocks. We don't have to worry about a fire move or something doing a ton of damage to him, so we should have a free set of rocks here. Could also Dust Noir for Will-O-Wisp, but with Hariyama still up, I'm kinda not too happy about that one. So we could superpower here. The fact that he's got skill link and stuff could be a problem because he can break Sash fairly well, so we might be better off going into something like Venusaur. It's an interesting lead. Dusknoir is bulky enough, I should be alright going to him. Keeps him from doing something like Tail Slap. And even if he does something like Rock Blast or something like that, I'm tanky enough that it should be alright. So he is Scarfed. So Scarf U-Turner. That's good knowledge to have with Frisk. So we know he's going to have a Scarf, so we know he's going to be locked into whatever he has. So if we keep Dusknoir alive, he always has to U-turn. Because if he's locked into something physically based, he'll probably have the knockoff here, which means Mega Venusaur is the obvious switch here. Again, can't Will-O-Wisp for fear of Guts. So we'll go Mega Venusaur here to soak the knockoff. Do a Mega Evolve and go straight into Sleep Powder from here. Yep. So if this hits, this will be good for us. Alright, so we do get the Sleep Powder. Does land. So we can go to Scrafty here during the guaranteed sleep turn. And try and set up a Dragon Dance. But with Cincino, it's going to stop us, so that's kind of an iffy play. Good knockoff though. That is a thing. Yeah, we'll go into Scrafty here, I guess. Gives us a fairly free knockoff. He'll probably go Sylveon here, and that's fine. I want to see if he goes Sylveon first, so I don't want to reveal the Poison Jab too early. Knocking off Sylveon's leftovers is perfectly fine too. So it'll allow me to go right back into Mega Venusaur. Oh, woke up and got the burn. Ah, That's crazy. Alright, so that kind of hurts us a lot. Too bad we switched Shed Skin for Moxie. Shed Skin would have been amazing here. At this point, Scrafty's actually pretty much useless. It's good knockoff support, but otherwise he doesn't do a lot. So, Dusknoir is probably our better bet here. Could Will-O-Wisp again, but man, I don't want to take a second Will-O-Wisp. That would suck. Yeah. We'll probably have to sack Scrafty here, I think. So he's just gonna Roost Stall. There's not much we can do about that. If he's going to Roost again, though, that lets us go into Electros. So we can at least preserve Scrafty. We can get the U-turn off here. Another Will-O-Wisp, which we kind of expected to have to take here. This thing's actually just going to frickin' demolish us because he's going to Will-O-Wisp on everything. I think we got a Shadow Punch here and hope for a miss. If he goes Chinchino, then it is what it is. He might go Hariyama too, but oh, that kind of sucks. I didn't prepare for a status version of Mew. I expected him to just run coverage. That's gonna put a huge damper on our plans. We're gonna have to use Latios more aggressively here. Yep, so he predicted the Shadow Punch. He might U-turn here. I mean, he did U-turn out of this last time, so he might just be fine with the Will-O-Wisp. But again, with Hariyama out, that could be a problem. I think Venusaur's safe here. Now that we're Mega Evolved, we are a lot bulkier, so we can take a hit from Chinchino. And if he switches to Hariyama, that's fine, because we can tank that too. I'm worried about the switch to Hariyama, so I don't want a Will-O-Wisp. Not to mention he could have Heal Bell on Sylveon, which will undo a lot of work, and I can't afford to lose too many more turns doing useless things with two things Will-O-Wisp. So my main special defense is Will-O-Wisp and Electros, so he's one of my only answers to Sylveon aside from Mega Venusaur. I do not like this position at all. My opponent hasn't started the timer, so I'm not going to either. Just because I'm not too worried about it. So he's going to bring out the Roserade. At this point, I think we should probably Synthesis. It will outspeed us, almost positive, which means he's going to hit us with something, and I want to be able to heal up and scout. Might get lucky and be able to knock off a few more things with Scrafty. Maybe one of Chinchino's items. If I can knock off Chinchino's Scarf, that'd be nice, but I don't understand why he Scarfed it, because max speed hits at Jolly at 361. That outspeeds everything that's not Scarfed on my team, barring, I think, Tornadus. So it would have been more effective for him to run Band. So I wonder if he's worried about a Scarf user himself, which I didn't bring this week. So he does have the extra sensory. Alright. So we can Synthesis up. He's probably going to extra sensory again. Scrafty's probably the best switch. He'll likely predict it. He has been predicting a move ahead a few times this match so far. So, oh, that sleep powder on Mew. If that would have lasted one more turn, we would have been a lot better off right now. No, that is what it is. There's not much we can do about it now. Just have to plan how to recover. I feel like he's gonna use probably a grass type move here. Might have Giga Drain or something. I don't think he's gonna extra Sensory again. He might have a Technician move, but there's nothing really he could do Technician that would hurt Scrafty that he wouldn't use on Mega Venusaur. So we'll block extra Sensory here. I feel like we want a Poison Jab. Try and catch Mew on the switch. I don't want a Drain Punch. It's not going to do hardly anything here. It's pretty much knockoff or Poison Jab. Knockoff could take off Roserade's item. That is worth considering, but if he switches in Mew on the knockoff, it's going to do nothing. Yeah, I think this was a misplay going into Scrafty. I was too tempted to block the extra Sensory. Should have just gone Latios. Yep, so it does have the Dazzling Gleam. That's fine. Oh, it's Life Orb. I already know what item it has. So Latios is an easy switch here. Fire off a Side Shock and make him respect it. So he does have the bronze on here. Probably Toxic. Which isn't a huge deal. I think Mamoswine's fine here. Yeah, so he uses his turn to get up rocks. From here, we could get up our own rocks. Because we don't know if he's Levitate or not. And he'll probably switch out to Mew here. Or Chinchino. Might even go Hariyama, really. Rocks will help me with the switches back and forth here. So he's got Driver Ball, that's fine. At this point, Dust Noir is actually a good switch because Gyro Ball is going to do pretty much nothing. And I'll be able to get a free Will-O-Wisp off. Yep. So from here, we'll go Will-O-Wisp, I think. Yep, there's a Chinchino. If we can get the Will-O-Wisp off on it, it'd be nice. We do get it off. That'll help. Here, I think we're gonna fire off an Earthquake. He'll probably U-turn, so the question is, what is he gonna U-turn into? Hariyama would be an interesting pick. Would probably be his best pick. So Earthquake would do the most damage to it. Yep. There's the U-turn. Hariyama knockoff here. Yep. So there's a Hariyama. We get the Earthquake off. Mega Venusaur coming in, takes 12%, goes to 53. The bulk, yeah, I should be able to soak the hit. So from here we can synthesis up. Well, We can sleep powder first and then synthesis up. Well, with him possibly bringing in Roserade from extrasensory, I think synthesis by itself is fine. So we'll get some more healing off of Mega Venusaur. We got to keep Mega Venusaur up for Sylveon. So with the synthesis up, if he switches into Roserade, our next switch is probably Latias. He does stay in, that's interesting. So the Earthquake doesn't do hardly anything to us. We can actually switch into Latias, I think, again here. Well, no. He might predict that and go knock off again. So, Sludge Bomb is probably our play. Or Leaf Storm even. Leaf Storm is good damage against a lot of his threats. Yep, so there's the Roserade. Leaf Storm doesn't hit this as much, but that's fine. From here we're gonna go Latias, I think. He might go Dazzling Gleam, he might not. There's nothing I can really do about it. If he goes Dazzling Gleam and he calls the play, it's probably game at this point. So making a risk, I think I have to make an aggressive play like that though. I'm down one and a lot of his Pokemon are really weakened right now. On the other hand, Electros could do a lot more to it, because I do have Hidden Power Flying. Okay, so Leech Seed is fine. From here, I think we have to U-turn out. Because we can't afford to take Leech Seed and burn damage. Plus having a slow U-turn off to get Latias is pretty nice. So he brings in Cinccino, which means Mega Venusaur can probably come in and just synthesis up. At this point he's probably going to U-turn back into Roserade, but he's taking hazard damage as well as I am, so we're playing this pretty evenly. Okay. So Will-O-Wisp and Roost means he's definitely a defensive version. So Electros could take a lot of damage here. Latias can't do a whole lot to him though. I really am starting to wish I brought Shadow Ball over Ice Beam. Ice Beam had better coverage against his team, but I mean, I really expected him to bring Crocodile, to be honest. Crocodile on Mega Manectric. I definitely could take a Will-O-Wisp if I went to Electros. And in fact, I can take anything with Electros. I do take burn damage, but with the Assault Vest, I should be able to take a solid hit from it if it decides to attack, which means the benefit of blocking Will-O-Wisp is, in theory, greater than the loss of possibly taking extra damage. Yeah, so it's going to Roost up. That Mew is going to be a serious problem. Dusknoir is probably going to be the only thing I can take it out. Probably going to have to U-turn out again. We can't really afford to U-turn out too much more though. Yeah. So we take it with the Assault Vest. U-turn out, so we have to get him on a switch. U-turn does nothing to it. It's definitely defensive. Ice Beam might do a decent amount to it though. I mean, I do have Recover to help stall it out. It is going to win the stall war thanks to Will-O-Wisp, but and the fact that I have a Life Orb. He doesn't have any item. He might go Bronzong here. Yeah. Oh, we get the freeze. That is beautiful. I had to recover here. He thaws on the first turn and gets toxic. Man, this guy is a legend when it comes to defeating status. This is insane. Alright, so Gyro Ball, toxic. He probably has a psychic move as his fourth. He might not though. He might just decide to Gyro Ball here and get aggressive. I think I have to bluff the fact that he's not having a psychic move and try and get some sleep powders off here. Man, he brought a pretty good team against me. This is unfortunate. Something like Infernape would have done a lot more than Scrafty would have. And similarly, Tornadus would have done a lot better than Electros at tanking hits, but I was so afraid of Mega Manectric in this match. I didn't have a lot of answers to it. I'm really surprised he didn't bring it. So we predict the Gyro Ball correctly. At this point, I kind of want to go for Sleep Powder. If he stays in, that's fine. We'll get the Sleep Powder off. If he doesn't stay in, we'll Sleep Powder the first thing that comes in. Unless it's Roserade. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll take burn damage, go to 4%. From here, we'll easily Synthesis up, because he can't U-turn out, so he's going to try and hit it as hard as we can. Yeah, Rock Blast doesn't do anything to me, man. We'll Synthesis up to full health. He'll die to burn. We'll put it at 5-5, but that's still not very good odds for us. Now if he goes Roserade, okay, Mew, he almost certainly has a Psychic type move here, so I think we have, yeah, he does have the Psychic. Now we can take a Psychic. We are specially defensive. Get the Sleep Powder off, Synthesis up, and try and Sludge Bomb it, or Leaf Storm it down. Alternatively, we could sack Electros and try and get a free switch in, but I think we have to stay in and go for the Sleep Powder. Yep, so he's going to Roost. We're going to stay in and get the Sleep Powder, which is good. We're going to fire off a Sludge Bomb from here. I did okay damage. Woke up on second turn again. This guy is a legend. You're killing me, guy. So he gets the burn. We Sleep Powder. We land all three of our Sleep Powders, which I guess is better than nothing. We'll Sludge Bomb again. I mean, he'll go Bronzong and predict it, but I mean, at this point, I had to do something like that. He didn't get the free sleep turn off, so we do have one free turn of sleep. It does have Stealth Rock. but Dusknoir is an easy switch here. Well, yeah, it is an easy switch, but man, I don't want him to toxic Dusknoir. I think I have to Mammo here. Go for Earthquake. I could Leaf Storm for residual damage, but by that time Leftover's just gonna heal all the damage back up, so I'm just wasting time. I think this is going to be our downfall. Mew and Bronzong. Those burns were clutch. They really helped him. I have to go into Mammo here, I think. That or I have to defog. His threats are not really that weak. Mine are. Yeah, that Gyro Ball just obliterated us. At this point, defog, get rid of the hazards. Sack Latias. Means we don't really have an answer to Roserade aside from Mamoswine, but there's not much we can do about that. Cincino's dead, so now Shadow Punch actually can connect. He'll probably stay in and attempt a Toxic, and probably get it off, because he can tank a Shadow Punch. So Dusknoir is just going to get wore down. Okay, so it's 30%. I think we sack Electros here. We can't afford to take a knockoff. We need to sack Electros, go into Mamoswine. I don't see a play line where we can win. Best we can do is try and knock down differential, but we have to break through Bronzong in order to do it. When Bronzong's at full health and we have nothing that can touch it aside from Dusknoir. He hasn't even brought Sylveon in yet. That's the scary part. Yep. So we go into Mammo here. Earthquake has got to be the play here. We have to hope that he's not max speed. His 252 speed Adamant is still 199. We're only 196. So actually Ice Shard has got to be the play here. Ice Shard should kill at this range. He does have a lot of health. We could actually double into Dusknoir too. Soak the close combat. But then again, we're into the predicament of knockoff. We will have gone full circle and sacked the Electros for nothing. So, Ice Shard has got to be the play here. Okay, yeah. Close combat kills us. I thought Ice Shard might kill, but seems I was wrong. Sludge Bomb. Oh, oh, that's unfortunate. Earthquake actually would have killed. Ice Shard. I would have outsped. Mega Venusaur and Mamoswine have the same speed. Yeah. Should have gone Earthquake. We would have killed him there. I still stand behind our play. Hariyama, he could have been 252 speed. That would have put us at, he would have put him at 199 speed. I guess maybe that would have been a silly team building decision to put him at 199 speed when he doesn't outspeed a whole lot, but I think it was too much of a risk. I think I stand behind Ice Shard. He's gonna have a psychic move here. I can't let Dusknoir take that psychic move though. Well, yeah, because extrasensory. Yeah, we'll stay in, take the extrasensory and sludge bomb it. Go for Dusknoir. He'll probably Leech Seed here. But there's nothing I can do. I have shown Earthquake already, so I'm fine with Earthquake again. Go to a 3-0. Has to go Sylveon here. Oh, he'll go Bronzong. Go for the Toxic to secure the win. So Shadow Punch is a 2-hit kill. Oh no, it's not because of Leech Seed. So we're going to Shadow Punch again. And we're just going to try and take out one of his threats and make him go 2-0. And at least keep our differential attack. We do get the crit, so that's nice. He'll go to a 2-0 differential. And he doesn't get to heal anything with Leech Seed. Mew is still asleep, and we still have the free turn of sleep on Mew. So it was actually a mistake for him to go out to Mew here. Because Shadow Punch is going to do... Oh, I forgot he is defensive, so... If he stays asleep one more turn, we'll actually be able to go down to a 1-0. So he needs to stay asleep this last turn. We'll be able to put him to a 1-0. Nah, I'll roost here. Good game. We'll take the 2-0 or the 2-0 loss. Again, there was nothing we could do to Mew and Bronzong. We really didn't prepare as much as we should have for it. I mean, Scrafty we thought would be enough with knockoff, but looking over my team, I have no other dark moves on it at all. I have Shadow Punch from Dusknoir, but it was a mistake not bringing knockoff on something else or Shadow Ball on Latias. Shadow Ball and Latias would have done an entirely different game here because Bronzong wouldn't have been a switch into it, and Mew being physically defensive wouldn't have been a switch into it. He built the Mew very well, bringing a Will-O-Wisp on Mew to handle all the physical threats because I do have a lot of them on my team. So that was excellent on his part. We didn't prep as well as we could have this week. I think that's what it comes down to. We were so afraid of Mega Manectric, and he correctly just dropped it. Well, I don't know if it's correct to drop it. Mega Manectric, I was still a little weak to it. I only had 2 solid answers to it. So it was, I guess it was a mixture of a lot of things. I didn't bring the correct move sets on it. I think changing a few moves around would have changed this game. But for the most part, I think my opponent, he brought some good sets. I mean, the Mew was the big one, and it just getting those 2 burns off early and recovering so quickly from those sleeps and that thaw on the first turn just set us back too much. I think we could have taken advantage of some of those status, and we just couldn't. So good game. We'll go down to a -4 differential here, or I'm sorry, a +4 differential, which is still fine. We're still 2-1. It's still really early in the league, and I'm still really confident with our team. So this will teach us a lesson to pay attention more to team building, and we'll do better next time.